is wasted here. So that is the main disadvantage of using sequential access. So we'll see the figure. We are having beginning, and here the CP is nothing but a current position of the file pointer, and we are having rewind. R by W means is a read or write. So what are the operations you are performing here? Read next means whatever the content you are reading from the file, for every read operation read pointer will be updated. So write next means you are something writing into the file, means for every write operation write pointer will be updated. Next, reset or rewind. Reset or rewind means again we are going to the beginning of the file. Okay, so best example for sequential access is magnetic tapes. So next one is an direct access. So this is a direct access. In the name itself is a direct access, means whatever the record you want to access, you can directly go to that place, you can access that record. So that is called as an direct access. So this is also called as an random access, and this is also called as an relative access. Random access as well as an relative access. So what are the best examples for direct access? Hard disk, magnetic disks, like CDs. So we'll see in CD we are, like for example, if you have stored the songs, so you need not to play a sequence order, you can directly go to that particular song, you can play that song. So this is the example for your direct accessing methods. So okay, in the previous case sequence means series order, one after the another record you have to access, but in the case of direct access you can directly go to that place, we can access that particular record. So the operations are read n, write n, position to n. So read n means read content from the block n, means block is nothing but your file. So for every read operation, read pointer will be updated. Next here, write the content to the block n. So you are writing into the block. Okay. So block and disk block. So block we are having the files. Okay. So for every write operation, write pointer value also updated. Next one, position to n means we can move to any position. We already said direct access means we can move to any position, any place you can move and access that particular record. So that's why I'm writing here, we can move to any position. So we can do the operations, read operation as well as the write operation. So this is a comparison we written here between the sequential access as well as an direct access. See here, in the sequential access initially we are writing reset, and here CP is nothing but current position, initially both are zeros. So read next means we are reading content from the block. So for every read operation, current position value will be updated means it will be incremented, means it moved to the next position. So next one is write next means you are writing content to the block. So for every write operation, same, current position value will be incremented means it moves to the next position. So these are the code for different sequential access as well as an direct access. So next one is an indexed sequential access. So this is an indexed sequential access. So for example, this is called as a primary index. So in this primary index we are having one column for primary index and another for pointer. Pointer means it points to the actual data. It points to the actual data of the corresponding record. So for example, in this file we are having total, we are having 5000 locations, means 5000 records. For example, we are having 5000 records. So each record, each one we are divided into 1000, means this particular index we are having 1000 records, and this particular column, particular row will having 1000 records, like that. So 0 to 1000, 1000 to 2000, 2000 to 3000, 3 to 4, and 4 to 5000. So from the primary index we are returning some secondary index, we are elaborating. So in here we are written the 1000 records, and here we are divided into 100 records, 3 to 3100, 3100 to 3200, like that we are writing only 100 records. Here also we are having one is the index number. This is an pointer, means pointer means it points to the actual address corresponding to particular record. And here we are writing single records. So for example, in this example I want to access 3575th record, 3575th record. So is a record number. So first we have to analyze in which particular index it belongs to. 3575 means it belongs to 3000 to 4000. So this pointer will be points to the secondary index. And here we are dividing this particular index to the 100 records, like see here 100. Now we will see which 3575 is belongs to this particular index, which is in between the 3500 to 3600. So again we are pointing to the next index here. So here we are writing the single record. So where you can write 3500 will start from 3500, like that 1 2 3 so on up to 3600. So this pointer will point to the direct corresponding address of that particular record. So here we are finding the record. Here this is called as an indexed sequential access. So by using this access method, what is the main advantage is searching process very easy. So how can you search the record means by using the binary search algorithm you can decrease the number of comparisons. So we already know searching techniques like linear search and binary search. In the case of linear search, we are searching sequence order, one after the another. So in the case of binary search, what you are taking, for example, this is our binary search. We are having the contents. In this contents we are find out in the mid value. Based upon the mid value, if it is greater than the given value, it is less than the given value, we are going to the up level or going to the down level. So based upon these comparisons, we can searching techniques will be decreased. So this is the main advantage of using the indexed sequential access. So you'll see the definition of a pointer. It points to the actual data of the corresponding record. So next we'll discuss about the directory structure. Okay. Next we'll discuss about the directory structure. So directory structure means, what is my directory? Directory is nothing but an collection of files. Directory is nothing but an collection of files. So collection of files will be stored in the directory. So actually what you are having here, like it is a directory here. So in this directory we are having the files. In the directory we are having the files. So collection of files we are calling as an directory here. So this directory structure will organize the files. So this directory structure is mainly used to organize the files. So in this directory structure, total we are having 4 types of directory structures. So those are single level directory, 2 level directory, tree structured directory, or it is also called as an hierarchical directory, and next one is an acyclic graph directory. So total 4 types of directory here: single level, 2 level, tree structured, and next one is an acyclic graph directory. So first we will see about the single level directory. So where name itself it specifies as single level, means how many levels we are having the directory? Only level 0. We are having level 0. Only single level we are having. Only single level we are having, means how many directories will be here? Only one directory. Only one directory. So that one directory we are calling as a root directory. So in this root directory we are having the number of files like F1, F2, F3, F4. So we are having single directory. Within the single directory we are having the files. So this is single directory for all users. So this is about the single level directory. We will see the advantages. So the main advantage is it's very simple. It is very simple to implement. Means we are having only one directory. Within the one directory, we are saving the files. So it's very simple to implement. But coming to the disadvantage of single level directories, first one is an naming problem. Naming problem means, for example, if you are giving the root directory is A, the same file name is A. So there is a difference. So means names are same. So in this case, it will occur the problem. So that is the naming problem. And second disadvantage is grouping problem. Grouping problem means, for example, we are having the C files, we are having the Java files, we are having the HTML files. So these are the different programming languages. You can't group all the programming languages into one particular directory. Why? Because we are having only single directory. We are having only single directory. Means, for example, you can store here only the C programs. Within the C programs, we are writing the files. Means another directory means we have to take another single directory, means there we are storing only the Java programs. But we cannot store all the programs into one place. So that is the grouping problem. And one more thing here, here the directory will be indicated by using this particular rectangle. And files will be indicated by using the circles. So next we will see about the two level directory. So you see here the advantage and disadvantage of single level directory. Now we will see about the two level directory. Two level means how many levels we are having? Two levels. So is an level 1, is an level 0, is a level 0, and here is an level 1. Two levels we are having, level 0 and level 1. So level 0 is a root directory, and this root directory we are having the user directories. Means two directories we are having. Two level means two directories. Single level means single directory. Single level means only one root directory is there. In the case of two level directory, we are having the root directory as well as an user directory. We will see in the figure. We are having the root directory, and this root directory is again divided into user directories. And what is the main use of user directories or directories? It can store the files F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6 like that. So what is the main advantage? Means we can give same name for different directory. We can have same name for different directory. For example, if A is a root directory, within the subdirectory here also you can give the A. So is a root directory, is a user directory. Both are different. Means you can give the same name. But in the case of single level directory, it is not possible. And next one is an efficient searching. Searching will be effective manner. So this is the main advantage of two level directory. So disadvantage is here also a grouping problem. Here also is a grouping problem. So you already learned what is a grouping problem. We cannot store all the type of programming language into one directory. That is called as a grouping problem. So next one is an tree structured directory. Tree structured. What is a tree structured? Tree means in the tree, root nodes, we are having the leaf nodes, sub nodes, like that. Means directories at different levels. Directories at different levels. So what we are having, you can call it as a level 0, level 1 and level 2. We are having the root directory, and root directory we are having the user directories, and user directories again divided into subdirectories. We will see in the figure. So here A is a root directory. Okay, so this root directory is categorized into, divided into user directories like B, C, D. And again this user directory is divided into subdirectories. So we are having the subdirectories. And again the subdirectories we are having the files. So same file name can be, you can give, because so B is another directory, E is another directory. Same file name you can give. It is no problem. Okay, so the main advantage here is efficient searching. You can search the files a very effective manner, Why? Because your directories are different here. And grouping capability means you can group the programs into one particular directory here. So main disadvantage is sharing file is difficult. Means if you want to share any file to the another one, it is very difficult. So that is the main disadvantage of using tree structured directory. So next one is an acyclic graph directory. Acyclic graph means we will see the compare between the tree and acyclic graph. In this case, we are not forming any cycle here. We are not forming any cycle, but you can form the cycle here. We will see here. A is a root directory and B, C, D are the user directories, and here E, these are the subdirectories. Again subdirectories we are having the again subdirectory. Again we are having the files. So see here, the FT is the file which is presented in the C directory as well as the D directory. Means same file we are sharing to the two directories. Same file we are sharing to the two directories. So that is the main advantage of acyclic graph directory. Means sharing file is not difficult. It is not difficult. We can share the directories. So this is about the directory structures.